It was ZZ Top, LaGrange, Without Shivering. You know this song. It plays constantly in America, on jukeboxes, television commercials, and radios. You know how this sounds. I'm not Johnny Hooker. But rumors spread around in that Texas town about the shack outside LaGrange. Just let me know if you want to go to that home out on the range. They got a lot of nice girls out there. Have mercy. I see the women. I see the women in the folding chairs along the driveway where we're having our family reunion. The summer heat held stubbornly in the concrete, swarming around our feet. The darkness pooling between the porch light, the street lamps, and the glowing embers of coal in the oil drum barbecue. Two of my cousins say softly to me, you know, there was the big house in front, and that was for the white men. And there was a little house in the back, down a path, and that was for the black men. But one night, a drunk white man came busting into the back house, and he raped Jenny. He raped her. She shot him dead right there. She couldn't find her gun at first. That's why she couldn't shoot him before he did it. After that, though, she kept her little pistol hidden in her dress, right in her bosom. Whenever we saw Aunt Jenny, we knew it was there. Dancing, cooking, whatever. Aunt Jenny always had that gun. She was maybe 15, 16, 17. It was maybe 1903 or 1904 or 1905. There are no records for this, as is common for the violence that happens against we women even now. This man waited until she was alone. He walked down the path to the smaller house and shoved his way in the door. Did he want to break the rules? Had he seen Jenny before? Was he drunk and angry? Was it a joke to him? Was he a total stranger? Was he doing what so many men say? Teaching her a lesson? It doesn't matter to us. It doesn't matter to Jenny. Did she keep her gun in a different place before that? Near the fireplace, near the door, near the bed? Had she already been attacked before? She shot him in the forehead, and now there was a dead white man on the floor. The reasons didn't matter. It rarely matters today. Jenny would hang, and that's how the cousins always told me the story. Jenny would have hung. But she ran up the path to the bigger house, to the white woman who ran the brothel, and she told that woman what had happened. Everyone else must have been gone. For whatever reason, the woman didn't like this man, and also because she was best friends with Jenny. They were good financial partners. Maybe she felt pity for someone so young. But that white woman went back with Jenny, and together they dragged the man's body up to the front house. Then she called, in the book I say, an official in local law enforcement with whom she was very close. But in the driveway, when everyone tells the story, they're like, she called the sheriff, because he was there every night anyway. Don't put in that on Twitter. I don't have Twitter, so I'll never know. Don't do it. She told the deputies that that man had tried to attack and rob her, and she had been forced to shoot him. So the sheriff arrived and disposed of the body. Jenny didn't hang. Eventually, she married a man named Robert Stevenson. He was soft, childlike, and docile. They ran house parties and clubs in the black neighborhood of Tulsa known as Greenwood. House parties with alcohol, gambling, and dancing. The parties were called hush-hushes. Jenny Stevenson collected the money in one side of her bosom and danced with her pistol in the other side. The cousins always say Aunt Jenny would be dancing and the gun would fall through her dress and she didn't miss a step. She just picked it up and put it back in and tightened everything up. She wears a fur collar in this photograph taken around this time. She has inherited her mother Fine. Fine is the young woman whose mother died when she was 5 and whose life was changed by a bullet as well. She has inherited her mother Fine's lovely features, but Jenny's face is more brown, more velvet over her high cheekbones. Her gaze is imperious, interrogative, and incapable of fear. She is a badass. She had been on her own in the world since she was 14, just like her mother, who had to survive a violent man. When Fine married a violent man, Jenny had to leave. That kind of man was the reason she worked in a brothel. As far as our family knows, Jenny never gave birth herself. Maybe she did. Maybe none of us ever knew. Maybe she couldn't, after all the things that had happened to her body in her young life. Maybe there could have been children, and she made sure that never happened. But she became the fiery heart of our family decades later. I heard the story at the little house outside Tulsa that night in the driveway.